Have you found true love, or is it heartache again? Welcome back to part 3 of Is it limerence, infatuation, or love? Knowing the difference can save you from continued heartache and self-abandonment. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm Graniel, and for nearly 30 years, I've been a certified mental wellness mentor, helping people learn how to have their brains work for instead of against them, especially in situations like this. Today, I'm traveling, so I'm going to be using some notes because I don't have my regular office set up today. All right. In part 1, we talked about limerence, which is this almost a chemical warfare on you that's making you believe things that aren't true and making you chase after something very intangible and what to do about it. And then we did infatuation. The thing about infatuation is it is actually the doorway to love. If both people in the relationship are keeping their boundaries and are staying regulated, having those dopamine and oxytocin spikes be part of the fun, not part of the chase, then it can open the door to love. So how do you know if you're in love? Number 1, you've got the regulation. You're not obsessed anymore about this other person, wondering when they're going to call, wondering if they're going to ask you to go somewhere and do something. You no longer have intrusive thoughts where you're just doing something and bam, you're thinking about them and getting all excited again. And those intrusive thoughts aren't even triggered by anything. You're just going about your day and there they are over and over and over. So you lose those chemical spikes. They start to be more of a random instead of a consistent, almost addiction thing that you're chasing. Right, and then your those intrusive voices are calming down. And a couple of other things that are important to notice is when you think of this person, you think fondly of them, right? You look forward to having time with them. You're no longer futurizing. You're no longer wondering if they're the one and if you'll be married and live together and you've only known them for a month or two. Now, the thing about love is, for these things to take place is about 12 months to 24 months, or a year to 2 years before you're completely in true love. And that's why it's important to slow your roll, and we talked about that in the last video. Slow your roll. Just spend time together. You know you're in love also because you've kept your boundaries. Your friends aren't saying, "What's up with you? What's up with you?" You're keeping your free time stuff. You have time separate from this person that you love, who loves you also, because they also have a life. When you're in love, you get the Venn diagram. So there's that person and you, and then you've got this nice little sweet spot. That's where you come together and create the passion and the joy and those things that keep love lasting long term, which is really important. Okay, so you're also keeping your boundaries, you're keeping your time, you're keeping your appointments and things and situations all on schedule, just like always. There's plenty of room for this other person in your life, and you know that. And then when you get together, it's actually more fun and exciting. Okay, so you also, your nervous system's called, and you feel in this relationship seen and heard. You're no longer lost. You're no longer saying, "Who am I?" You might on occasion, because when we get in a good relationship, some things do shift. And that's how we create the sweet spot, right? So being in love is amazing. It's wonderful. And when we're regulated and when we're bonding, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Okay, so like most things worth having, love takes time. It requires nurturing. Okay, so have patience with it. Limerence is chasing the chemical spikes, right? You don't know you're in this tumble of things. And then infatuation is the doorway when it's managed, and then love is the Okay, so now, what do I want to close with? Oh, here's your checklist. Here's some things that you can do to keep love lasting forever. First of all, randomly ask yourself in the relationship, how am I feeling? How am I feeling right now? Now, if you're feeling a little dysregulated or upset, because in relationships we do get upset, and that's one of the next things you can do, is ask yourself, can we agree to disagree? Can we argue and yet keep our boundaries and keep our position, or soften it? Maybe this other person has something great for you to know. So can you communicate effectively? And if you can't, doesn't mean it's not love. It means that if you love each other, now is the time to find an opportunity to strengthen your communication, be it through therapy or reading a book, or watching YouTubes on effective communication. Okay, the next thing you can do is ask yourself, do I feel in love? Do I feel regulated? Do I feel safe? Do I feel seen? Do I feel heard? And those answers would all be yes. Now, again, you're not going to panic if you don't feel seen and heard. This is an opportunity for communication to say, when you interrupt me regularly, I don't feel seen or heard. Okay, so, and I have a whole nother vlog on that one as well. All right, and the next one is, are my values aligned with them? Make sure as you're spending more time with people that you're not giving up who you are. There's parts of us that we can soften, but you know what I'm talking about. That we all have certain hard lines, I guess, for lack of a better term, where you can't be with a certain person who, what might that be? Okay, like for example, I can't be with somebody who's an adrenaline junkie because I just can't. The whole time they're gone, my life is a wreck. Sure, could I soften that boundary? I could. And maybe if I met an adrenaline junkie, I'd consider softening the boundary. But I'm just sharing, a random example for you, and you can understand. It's hard for me to be with a cigarette smoker for lots of reasons, right? That's a hard line. So think about these things when you're falling in love. Where do they like to live? How married are they to their career? Do they want to have children? Are they allergic to pets? And you have both, cats and dogs. These are all good things to explore early on. All right, I'm excited for you to find love again. I'm excited because it's possible, and it feels really good to be there. So I would love it if you would make time for us to talk about how you can find love. I'll hold your hand and we'll walk through your brain chemical process. We'll put in some nice neural pathways that start to send out the signal that you're open and that you're ready, and that it's safe to do so. All right, so until then, stay happy, healthy, and harmonious. And remember, I'm looking forward to being on this journey with you.